What's up, guys? I got my fresh and clean HDP50 Gen 1 right here on the table. I was shooting it yesterday with no restrictor in the handle and on the severely depleted CO2 tank. This one has about 360 grams of CO2 in it. It's not warm. This was in the house in a colder room, so this doesn't feel warm to the touch. It's probably like 60 degrees, 65 degrees. This tank, it's been in the sun for like 5 minutes, so it's not really going to get much extra umph from being warm. But I just want to get some just chrono readings on a sort of warmer day. I was shooting it the other day and it was barely getting like 13 joules with the restrictor out. So this has a restrictor in the handle currently. I ordered a new valve for my TR50 because I have one of the ones with a crimped valve. So I finally ordered that. And currently I have Alien Play 2.7 gram 50 caliber Alien Play aluminum balls in this. And it's pressurized, and I'm gonna do some chrono shots, see what it's doing with the restrictor in the handle. 336, so that's kind of what it was doing yesterday without a restrictor, and that's because the CO2 tank didn't have much pressure in it. 332, 328, 332, 326, 330. I'm gonna use the speed loader and load up some more rounds in here. So I pulled the follower down. I'm just gonna shake these in there. There's 6 more rounds, I believe, added in. One of my speed loaders holds 5. This one holds 6. They just sometimes they get staggered in a certain way where it wants to enter that feeding hole, but 332, 330, 326. I'll use a 12 gram CO2 after this. 326, just to see if there's a difference. 326, because sometimes I carry this in my vehicle, and instead of the S2, I'll have this with me. And yeah, when I'm outside the house, I'll run rubber steel balls or nylon balls in these. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna switch some stuff out. Alright, you guys, I turn off the air pressure, so this is just the residual left in the launcher and in the gas line. I'm using 1.4 gram nylon balls. I'm just gonna empty this out. 434, 422, 414, 402, 392, it's running out of gas, 388, and I'm gonna reload it with the speed loader just for the hell of it. So pulled that over, rocking this thing. I think that's it. Pretty sure. Yep, I'm rattling, so I'm gonna just mag dump these if it still fires. 382, 364, 354, 346, 332, and I think that's it. So yeah, pretty much out of gas. So yeah, the reason I'm using this one is because I usually have this one in my ride, and this one or the salt supply. Usually just on a day-to-day 9 to 5 work week, I usually just roll with the HDP50. It's the smallest one, it's more concealable, and then on the weekends I'll have the S2 or I'll just switch them out every couple days. I'll switch them out, but I'd like to run them just to make sure that they're working properly. I mean, you could probably just do it once a month or once a week, but since I live where I live, I have the ability to use these like pretty much whenever I want without having neighbors call the man on me and stuff, or whatever may happen if I lived like in an apartment or in the city or something. So I'm just changing all the stuff up, and I'll be right back. Alright, so restrictor is in there, and I got a 12-gram Crossman. Obviously it's new because you can't use a used CO2, not that I know of anyways. And here's my Gen 1 cap because it's a Gen 1er, and I did buy a replacement cap, second Gen 1. I have yet to decide if I'm going to leave it on my HDP50 Gen 1 or use it on the Gen 2, or not the Gen 2, on the TR50 or something else random like that. But yeah, I'll probably end up putting it on the on that green one over there with all the stickers and stuff on it, or tape. So I'm gonna load it up with the alien plays and see what it does on a 12-gram CO2. Alright, you guys, got my fresh and clean HDP50 Gen 1. I'm just going to puncture this and see what it does. Alright, so here it is, Crossman CO2. It's punctured, pressurized, got the little nub popping out right here. And here we go. It hasn't been that long since I shot this with the 12-gram, but it's fun to do every once in a while. 340, 332, 328, 326, 324, and I think this is the last shot. 322. I'm gonna reload this thing with the speed loader, so just gonna point it away from the house just in case something weird happens, which I've never had any like weird misfires with these where they just fire by themselves unless there's actually something going on with it. But there's the 6. I could probably do this faster, it's just I'm holding the phone and stuff and trying not to point it at the house just in the random chance that something weird happens. So next shot. 328, 322, 318, 314, 310, 306. Alright, you guys, last magazine, if it shoots at all, is all nylon balls. 1.4 gram nylon balls. 432, 402. It's probably gonna run out of air in like 2 shots. 380, 354, 326. Last shot. 300, and I think it's done. So yeah, that's it. So I typically do get 3 mags out of this, or 3 tubes, but yeah, you don't really have a high odds of reloading if you ever have to use this in an emergency. But I do like the functionality of the speed loader. If I ever, if for some reason I need the extra ammo, extra shots, it's there. So yeah, anyways, that's the HDP50 Gen 1. I could do a head-to-head with both of them the way they are currently, with a restrictor in the handle, because the Gen 2 is basically set up the same way this is from the factory if you get the 13 joule one. So the way this is a 7.5 joule version, I forgot to mention that. Valve block's been removed and there's a restrictor in the handle. So that's the way the Gen 2 one, the 13 joule Gen 2 one, it's exactly that same way. The way that this is set up. So I could do like a head-to-head, the Gen 1 versus the Gen 2, but they're pretty much going to be the same. Like, if anything, they'll be off by like a quarter of a joule or like half a joule or something. And it could favor either one depending on how they feel like performing that particular day. So yeah, that's it for this one. I might do this to a couple other launchers I have, specifically the ones that I don't have to rip them in half, like the Tip X and stuff. I had to rip that in half to get into the insides. This one I can easily just pop the pin out or just pull off this bottom layer of tape. I have like 70 feet of that tape. That's how big the roll is. It was like supposedly a 75-foot roll. It was only $5. So I have plenty of tape to use, and it's at my local paintball store, Ansgear. So I just go here and buy a bunch of crap. So anyways, you guys, you have a good one, and see you next time.